The Washington Commanders and the Philadelphia Eagles on Monday Night Football, battle of two NFC's teams, the rivalry there. The Eagles, of course, enter this game undefeated, 7-0. The Commanders, 4-5 here, but the Eagles, 11-point favorites with an over-under of 44 points in this matchup. AJ, I've been going to you on these questions, so I'm going to switch it up here. Aaron, what's the key for the Eagles or the Commanders to pull off the upset here? Because we've talked about it before. Last week, specifically, when it was against the Texans, or maybe the week before when it was against the Steelers, I think it was. You talked about you thinking, okay, the shoe is going to end up dropping with the Eagles, and maybe they do lose one game. Maybe they slip up.
I don't say the shoe is going to drop. I mean, they're going to have a slip up at some point.
Yeah, a slip up in terms of their record. They lose a game, maybe not, obviously not being a bad team, but they slip up along the way. If it were to be the Commanders this week, what do the Commanders have to do?
Not turn the football over. That's why they lost last week. The Commanders had been winning because they weren't turning the football over. I told you at the beginning of the season that Washington with a quarterback is a borderline playoff team. And I just laughed because it was Carson Wentz. And I said, that's why they won't make it. Taylor Heinicke comes in. They win 3 straight. They're looking good. And last week, they're on their way to their 4th straight win. And what happens? They turn the football over. In the NFL, that's that slim of a margin. And Washington is not the team that can overcome those type of mistakes. Philly could turn the football over in a game or two, a couple of turnovers, and overcome those mistakes. Washington cannot. If they don't turn the football over, I think they'll be in the game and they have a chance. One thing I'll say it again. This line is disrespectful. 11 points to a division opponent. I don't care if it's at home, is disrespectful. And Washington has to understand that and come in with some fire. And again, this is a rivalry game. It won't shock me if Washington's winning this game into the 3rd quarter and we're like, oh, Philly's in trouble. But Philly's the better team and should win the game. Doesn't mean it's going to happen. I don't know. I think the line is disrespectful, but the Washington just can't turn the football over. Turnovers, it's a blowout. If they don't turn it over, it'll be close and they'll have a chance in the end.
Yeah, Washington's really done a good job during their win streak. Obviously, they're riding high right now. They've held the lead in the second half for 5 straight games. Like they've been getting the lead early and then not letting go. And Taylor Heinicke has been a big part of that because of the lack of the difference in turnovers between him and Carson Wentz. I realized I did say the Eagles were 7-0 to start this video, and I apologize. They are 8-0, obviously. That matters to me. AJ, this Eagles offense, though, it's been firing on all cylinders, scoring a lot of points. They've been looking good running the ball. What have you seen from their defense over the past few weeks?
I mean, they're complete, in my opinion. Of course, it's a full 60-minute game. A lot of talent on both sides, but they find a way to be complete. They can rush the ball. They can get side to side in the middle, and they have one of the best secondaries in the league between Darius Big Play Slay and James Bradberry, and then you throw in a C.J. Gardner-Johnson. Like, they have one of the best defenses in the league. You look at that secondary, and you wonder if Darius Slay has been playing. That's because Bradberry has 17 more targets, because that's you choosing your poison, and 9 times out of 10 both poisons are going to kill you. This defense it took them 3 weeks to get to where we thought they could be, and they haven't really looked back. Now again, it's the NFL. If Taylor Heinicke comes in, because you think about what they did with Carson Wentz, sacked him 9 times. Carson Wentz was not the same mobile person, quote unquote, that he was when he came into the league. Taylor Heinicke is still young enough to move around and avoid some of those sacks and make some plays off script. But if they can get the pressure like they did last time and even get back there 4 times, 5 times, it's going to be a tough day for that offense. And this defense is coming from it from all angles. So when you look at the Philadelphia Eagles defense, you know you have a very tough task against your hand. You mentioned, you said 7-0. It was a mistake. They're actually 8-0. I'm telling you, they're going to be 9-0. That is going to happen. Give me the Eagles 30-17.
Yeah, I think I'm on board with that as well. I think it's a lower scoring game though. And I think Aaron, you were on to something with talking about and pointing out the fact that the spread is a little disrespectful when it's a division matchup. I do think it being a division matchup, and for some reason primetime games this year have all been lower scoring, and I know that's not like a trend to attach yourself to, because every game is different, every team is different. I'm going to stick with that trend here, but still have the Eagles winning 24-20. Aaron, you brought up the turnovers being a big thing for the Commanders to limit. Well, the Eagles force the most turnovers in the NFL, and I think that's going to be the difference maker here. Eagles 24-20.
Yeah, I agree. I have the Eagles winning this one as well. I think they're able to score on Washington's defense. I think this is a one-score game late in the fourth quarter, and Philly ices it at the end. You're looking at probably 26-21 or something like that, and then Philly goes in, scores a touchdown, and ices them off. So I do have them covering the spread, but this is, like I said, it would not shock me if this game is closer than what that spread is. I think it's a disrespectful spread. 33-21, Philly wins.